Okay.
There you go.
All right. All right, we'll start now. I'll share the screen again.
Okay.
Well, thanks everybody for coming. We really appreciate it. This is a cheerleading meeting for fall 2022 for JV and varsity cheerleaders interested in trying out. If you have any questions, we will take them at the end. So just like write them down and hold on to them until the end. Lauren, if you want to tell everybody about the.
So I know we don't use the website too much when we're in season because we rely on the band, but now that we are off season and starting summer workouts, there'll be a lot of updates posted to the website. So make sure that you are checking that. If you are not actively checking the band app that you're currently in, you will miss things. So we can see who checks those notifications and who actually reads the stuff. And currently, anyone who's in the varsity band, there's really, really low attendance in there. So please be sure you're checking that. If you are on JV, you should still be checking your JV band for varsity updates as well, because I will make sure to post things in both groups. If there's someone here who's not in those bands, you should be signed up for the remind. So text at OPHS cheer to 81010. You'll get any notifications that way as well. And then also on all of our social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everything's there. So information that you need, you should be able to find it if you look for it. You'll never miss anything else. So just make sure that you have all these things saved. You're in the groups you need to be. They're all right there for you.
For those of you that are new, just a quick introduction. My name's Jill Minka. I am the head varsity coach, and it is my 14th year as the head coach. I can't believe that, but it is. Lauren is the other varsity coach, my co-coach. She was the head coach for JV for 9 years. She started off as my coach, went down to JV for 9 years, and she's been back now for 2 years. Mary Kate is on her second year as the JV head coach. Prior to that, she was our modified coach for 5 years. Oh my gosh, 5 years. And then prior to that, she was our assistant coach. So she's been around for a while too. So we are all three here. If anyone has questions for any of the three of us, we're all here to answer them. And then I have Janelle also, who is our assistant coach, also is here recording for us. So really quick, before making the decision to try out, please read and understand that you're committing to cheering for the fall 2022 season, and you can try out for winter 2023. They're two different seasons. We just ask that, especially for JV and varsity, since each season are two different seasons, but they really work off of one another. So we build the fall to work towards the winter. So it's really hard when we have different teams and people not coming back or new girls coming in the winter. We really like to see the full commitment for both seasons. Before you commit, we would like you to commit to all practices, games, and events as scheduled for your team. This meeting is being held so that you know pretty much every important date now for the fall, and it's May. So there's many months ahead to plan and to work around the schedule. And then also you're prepared to purchase necessary equipment to participate, which is minimal, and a lot of the stuff we use year after year. Practice schedules. This is super important because it's changed since last year. It looks a lot different. So we really wanted to get this out early and let everybody know so that you guys can plan. But varsity has been Tuesday, Thursday for a really long time, but we switched to Monday, Wednesday. So Mondays are going to be 4:30 to 6:45. Wednesdays are going to be 5:15 to 7:45. And then we're still going to have Saturday mornings. And then we do have Thursdays from 4 to 5:30 as needed. We might need to add extra practices in there because there are a lot of Mondays that we will miss because of holidays. So those are our set schedule times. Even though Thursdays are not every single week, we probably will add 1 to 2 a month in as needed, especially during competition time. Games are Friday night, and then we have a few on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock. Mary Kate.
Okay, so JV is also a little different this year. We are practicing a little bit later than we were last year. So just please make sure if you're planning to try out for JV that you don't have any other conflicts with these times. This year, almost every single football game that we have for JV is on a Saturday. I just got an updated schedule. There's only one Thursday game this year. Every other game is a Saturday. So plan on basically every Saturday in September and October to be at a football game for the most part. And then also plan on following, for the most part, this practice schedule for the fall for JV.
Okay, game day squad. Things are changing a little bit since the fall has now turned into a competitive game day team, and things are, we're switching things up a little bit to try to stay competitive. And after we piloted the program last year, we learned a lot. And I'm sorry, there's people in the waiting room. I just want to admit them. Sorry. So just pay attention. There are some changes. If you have any questions about it, let us know. So most importantly, we have 3 competition dates that are 100% set in stone. Mark them on your calendar. October 15th is ECICs. It is at Maryvale, and we're hoping to have it outdoors, which is really awesome. It's going to be on the field because it's a game day routine. It should be performed on the field. If obviously rain, will go inside to the gym. October 22nd is our sectional competition. That's at Lakeshore High School. And October 29th and 30th is the state competition in Binghamton, and that is still an invitational. This year, it's the last year that it will be an invitational because it's still considered the pilot program. They're piloting it for 2 years before it becomes like official next year. So we will be going to the state competition and spending the night in Binghamton from Friday to Saturday, just like we did last year. So that is an overnight competition that we are for sure going to. So those are really important dates. Choreography. Last year, Lauren and I kind of wung it and made up the routine ourselves. We were pretty impressed. We won ECICs. We thought we did pretty well, but it's not really sustainable to be competitive doing it ourselves. So we are hiring UCA staff, which is like a game day expert staff, to come in and give us at least half of our routine. And we do raise a lot of money with QCC, but we don't raise enough money to pay for 2 choreographies. So we are asking that everyone contribute $50 per athlete towards that choreography, and that the dates and stuff it's Sunday, September 11th. It's going to be on a Sunday because we need the entire gym and we need all day. We're just waiting on confirmation from the athletic department to make sure that we can solidify that date. You guys know that the gym is like always booked up in the high school. So we are doing it on a Sunday in the high school gym. That is the important information for game day. Varsity football schedule. I always put this on here. Take a picture of it. We'll be posting. I'll just take, we'll post it on Instagram so you guys have this. But this is the schedule. Notice homecoming is on the 24th at 1 p.m. at Orchard Park, and then notice senior night is 10/21 at Opie Stadium. The only game that's questionable is the one on the 1st at Hutch Tech. If that one ends up being at Riverside, we won't attend it because it's literally nowhere for the cheerleaders to stand. So that one we'll know more about once we find out where the location of that one is. And then the JV schedule just came out recently. So when I post the varsity schedule on Instagram, Mary Kate will just type up one for JV and put it on there too. But you guys play away the same teams, right? Pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah, for the most part.
And all of your games are on Saturdays.
So,
yeah.
Except for the week that you guys are at Lancaster, we're Thursday that week.
That one's on the 12th. Okay. So for JV, you guys will have Saturday games at 10 a.m. against all of these teams, home or away, which is the opposite of Orchard Park. And then on the 24th, you guys do not go to your game away. You stay home and do the parade and the homecoming festivities on the 24th. Playoffs are from 10/22 to 11/14. We always go to the first round. Everybody does. So depending on when that is, I don't know if we'll make it since we will be in Binghamton that weekend, but last year they won that game and they went into the first round, or the second round, I should say, the first week of November. So varsity usually should plan to just go right through until at least the 7th, possibly the 14th. Lauren, it's all you.
Just gonna move this. This is pretty self-explanatory. Anticipated cost for if you are chosen to make the team. Camp apparel typically consists of 2 shirts of some sort and a bottom, typically shorts. $60 for that. That's going to be worn for choreography, team events, things like that. Stunt clinic is going to be a $50. Similar to the choreography, we will have stunt clinics throughout the season to help build skills going into our winter competitive season. So that will take place where we typically do our camp in the beginning of the year. It's like first weekend where we do like 2 big days of hardcore cheer. That we're going to kind of push into more stunt specific more towards the end of the season when we have more established stunt groups. Game bow, self-explanatory, $10. Poms. We are requiring our game day girls to purchase new poms this year. They are about $50. We'll have more details for that on day 1 for you guys as needed. And then the game day choreography, the $50 as discussed before, and that's only if you're chosen to be on the mat for the game day team.
We'll get into that later too, so you know what that means. Lauren.
Is it still, I don't know if the slides are numbered, so.
Yeah.
These items here are as needed. The game day bodysuit is the solid white turtleneck. Most of you guys have it from last year. If you don't, it is something that you do need to purchase. Competition bodysuit is the custom body liner. Again, if you have one that carries over into the uniform that your level is wearing. If you got one from a vet who graduated, or someone who's no longer cheering and has one, we don't care how you get the bodysuit. You just need to have a bodysuit that matches your uniform. You want to buy a brand new one. They are typically about $75, and they do typically take like 6 to 8 weeks to come in because it's a custom order. So all of these items are available on the Varsity Spirit Shop. You are responsible for going in and purchasing those items. You pay for them with your credit card. They're mailed right to your house. So that's something that you do have to do. Sneakers, again, we'll put the options for sneakers on there. Your sneakers need to be white. They need to be in good shape. Like some of you guys have really rough looking sneakers. It might be time to buy a new pair of sneakers this year, especially since you're competing in the fall and the winter this year. So you do need to have a good pair of sneakers. Backpacks, we haven't had success with backpacks. So a lot of you do need them. That will be something that most of you will probably be ordering this year. And maroon and black spandex go under your skirt. So you can discuss with your coach which color you're responsible for wearing, which depending on the uniform that you have on. But everyone should really own a pair of maroon and a pair of black.
At this point, both teams have at least 2 uniforms. So I think it's safe to say that we probably need both for both teams. Yeah. Mary Kate, anything to add for JV?
No, it's basic for JV. Everything is basically the same. We also have a game day bodysuit and a competition bodysuit because we have 2 different uniforms. If you were on modified last year, our game day bodysuit is the plain black turtleneck, the same one that modified wears. So if you have that one for modified, then you are all set for your game day bodysuit. But for the competition bodysuit, same thing goes for JV. You can purchase a brand new one for about $75, but there's a lot of current sophomores that are moving up to varsity that have a competition bodysuit of their own from last year. So I would definitely talk to them and see if they are willing to sell it, or sophomores, find one of the freshmen or, new sophomores on JV once the season starts to sell them your bodysuit. For JV, I believe we were wearing maroon spandex under both uniforms because the white one, the black kind of shows through, and I prefer the maroon, and then the maroon one is maroon. So if you're on JV, I think we're just going to do the maroon spandex, but it's always good to have both anyways. So.
And, oh, go ahead.
We're missing like the standard pom should be on there as well. If you don't own the standard maroon and white pom, that's like your sideline pom. That is something that you do need to make sure that you have and that they are in good shape as well. Those are a little bit less expensive than what the game day poms will be. So just keep in mind that if you are, again, on that game day mat, you will have a sideline pom and a game day pom. So you'll have two sets of poms.
Okay, I wasn't sure about that, if we were doing two sets, so that's why I didn't put it on here, but yeah, that makes sense. It's $25 just for your like sideline poms, and those get really, really like bad really quick because you're out in the rain and snow and you're at football games and they're shoved in your bag. So that's why we really had to now that we're competing, game day in the fall, using poms the entire routine. They looked so bad last year that we were like, we need to have a nice game day set for the competition girls, the game day competition girls. So fall 2022 registration is not on the website yet, unfortunately. I don't know when the school should be. They usually put it out right about now, but they have not posted the timeline. But just know that you need a valid sports physical date for fall 2022 is 8/1/21. You can't have one before that or it won't be valid. You cannot try out. Just keep checking the website though, and they'll post the timeline. As soon as we get the timeline, we'll post it, in band for you guys too.
They do have the physical dates on the website. So if you wanted to do a school physical, those are available. Which we always recommend, just go and get the quick physical with the school doctor and the nurse. It's like 10 minutes long. It's the first date that they have available is July 26th from 1 to 2:30, and those are at the high school health office. There's also one August 19th, and that one's from 9 to 10:30 a.m. again at the high school health office. That's the most efficient way to make sure that you are cleared and ready for day one. You're always welcome to use your own family doctor, but then you're responsible for making sure that all the paperwork is submitted timely, or else you will not be eligible for day one. And there are no exceptions.
95% of the girls that are not eligible to try out are because the doctor didn't send over the physical, or because it was sent over and the school nurse never approved it.
And keep in mind that the nurse is not typically there on Fridays. Right. So if you're someone who gets it in, you send it Wednesday or Thursday, there's a good chance it's not getting looked at until maybe Monday morning. And you're not on a roster then.
And then they go in and get it approved. So just do it ahead of time. If you're doing it at your own doctor, do it over the summer, get it done before July or August, and just go to the school and get it done. And then you don't have to worry about getting any paperwork then. But every single year, there is at least one girl that has to sit and cannot try out. And we feel terrible, but it happens every year for 14 years. It happens.
And it's not like, it's usually not a freshman who didn't know. It's usually a senior who didn't do it. So just do it. Just get your paperwork in.
Yeah. Don't wait till the last minute.
No.
Okay. Next slide. Why is it? Okay, tryouts. JV and varsity tryouts, we don't have the time set because everything's based on, school approval, but we know the dates. So we are starting Monday morning, 8/22. We will be learning the material. Plan on being there from anytime between 8 a.m. till noon or 1 p.m. Varsity will probably be earlier, and then JV will probably come in a little bit later, but at least until noon, possibly 1. So if you do work over the summer, make sure that you plan for that. The judging will happen Tuesday evening, probably starting somewhere between 4 and 5 p.m. And Tuesday is not a normal practice night. So make sure that you're not working and you miss your tryout. Mark it down now, request off of work now, but those are set in stone. Team placements. So the JV squad consists of 9th and 10th graders, and the varsity squad consists of 11th and 12th graders. If anybody outside of those grades is on JV or varsity, anyone lower than those grades, it usually is because the coach had asked them to try out, or because they scored high at their tryout that they are placed on the varsity level, or based on just the needs of the team as far as positions go. If JV is missing a flyer or a back and they have to pull up for, modified, they have to do based on the positions, and same for varsity. So if your coach needs you and would like you to try out, you will hear from them. Otherwise, 9th and 10th grade is on JV, 11th and 12th is on varsity. So for the game day squad, what we decided to do, we thought that it was too much to have JV and varsity separately do a game day competition, especially because not a lot of JV teams are doing them yet. And also because of choreography and the cost of it. And there's just a lot of different factors that went into it. We decided to do a combined 9th through 12th grade game day squad. So there'll almost be 3 teams. You'll have your JV squad, you'll have your varsity squad, and then you'll have your game day competition squad, which is why our practice days changed, so that JV and varsity bumped up to each other so that they overlap. So there will be, the practices will be split up between JV squad, varsity squad, and then we will combine for the overlapping time. So when you try out, you will be trying out to make the actual squad, and you'll also be trying out to make the competitive game, the game day squad. So when we post the placements, you'll see what you've made. There will be 3 different listings. And if you don't make the game day squad, but you make the varsity or the JV squad, then you're still come and you're still on the team and you still cheer at the games. You just don't compete for those 3 competitions, but you're still part of the team. I know there'll probably be questions about that. So just let us know at the end if you guys have any questions about that. It's something different that we're trying. And honestly, a lot of the teams in the area are doing it this way because it's just too hard to come up in such a short time with a game day squad for JV. But we also don't want JV not doing it, because then by the time you get to varsity as a junior, then you'll have no game day experience. So we thought that this was kind of a good way to bring in the 9th and 10th graders to get that game day cheering experience and to kind of give them something to work for in the fall season, because oftentimes JV in the fall can seem a little bit maybe boring, or like you don't have a goal in mind. Anything to add to that, Lauren or Mary Kate? Okay, we're kind of running out of time, so we only have about 10 minutes. Otherwise, we have to start it over again. So we're gonna have to start talking a little quicker. Okay, summer camp. Go ahead, Mary Kate.
Okay, so summer camp, this is different this year than we have done in the past, and we've gotten a lot of questions about it. So what we're doing this year is an actual summer camp. You have to sign up through Orchard Park Community Education, and Jill's gonna explain how to do that for this summer camp. It costs $140, and it's every single Tuesday and Thursday from June 28th until August 4th. So the JV one is gonna go from 8 to 10, and that's for incoming 9th and 10th graders. And then the varsity one will be 9 to 11, and Jill and I will be coaching both of those this summer. This is not just like an open, like whoever wants to come can. You have to sign up and be signed up through Orchard Park Community Education to attend this camp. It's much more. We're going to get a lot more done this summer through doing it this way, because we have an actual roster of girls signed up that we get to work with every single week throughout the entire summer. So it'll be really helpful for us to do that all summer with our teams. We highly, highly recommend that if you are planning to try out for the fall for JV or varsity cheer, that you attend this summer camp with us this summer. It'll help you out a lot.
There's a couple different reasons why we decided to do this. Number one was because the school stopped letting us use the facilities over the summer and said that you're off season, we don't have to let you use the facilities. So then we were obviously going off site and doing it other places, and it was costing the girls money every week anyhow. And a lot, if you look at the summer community education brochure, which I linked on here, it's right under the athletics webpage. I don't know where it just went. All of the information's on there. It was also sent to your home. It's that whole brochure that you guys get. There's tons of different Orchard Park sports teams that do this. It looks like this. And if you look, it has all these summer camps. You have football, they do a conditioning program, strength and conditioning. And here's the cheer one. Basketball does it. So this is kind of how Orchard Park keeps their athletes in shape all year round. Volleyball does it. Then obviously there's other things. But this is where you will find the registration forms down on page, I think it's on page 14. It's very old school, not technologically savvy at all. You literally have to print out this registration form or go and pick it up, fill it out, and drop off a literally money order or check. They will not take phone calls over the phone. It's just, you know, I don't know. That's just how community ed is. They're not up to speed with anything. But anyways, that's how you will sign up. Can't call over the phone. Laureen told me that parents have been trying to call and pay over the phone and she won't do it. You have to go in person. You can mail or go in person to the community education office. The community education office is in the same exact office as the athletic office. So when you walk into 4040 Baker, you make a right and it's right to the left, community ed and the athletic
cafeteria.
Right in the cafeteria. You can go on the website, you can get more information, or you can call if you have any questions. If you're registering by mail and close a check or money order, you can make it out to Orchard Park Central School District. If you're registering in person, you must pay at that time and then cash or check only. We did, and this is what it looks like. You have to fill out this form, tells you how to do it. It's very old school, but just take the time. You can send it, and you can send it in with your girls, like send in this form and the check or cash with the girls, and they can go right in and drop it off to Laureen. She's the girls did it last year. They made us do this in between seasons when we had like 1 week and we wanted to practice. The cost of it is to cover insurance too for the girls over the summer for using the facilities. So we're just doing it this way because this is the way that all the teams are kind of transitioning to be able to get the summer workout in. But also the other reason that we're doing it is because we felt that we were really behind last year not doing a pretty like thorough summer workout. We felt like, you know, we obviously got third place last year after spending a lot of time coming in first and second place. So we were like, and you know, coming off of COVID, we just feel like we've gotten really far behind and we need to really spend the summer to strengthen and condition and just prepare for the fall. And with focusing on game day in the fall, it kind of took our focus off of competition a little bit. So this is where we're really gonna gear up for competition. So we're ready once winter hits to get to that. So that's why it's super important that you do it. Obviously, if you go on vacation or you have to miss some of the days, it's not the end of the world. We know it's all summer long, but it's extremely important to be in shape for tryouts and for the team in the fall. Some important dates just to look forward to in the future. November 14th is your winter season tryouts. Save the date, put it on the calendar. And then we have some winter competitions. Big thing to note, Bigger Cheer Challenge has moved from January to February. And we decided to do this because sectionals moved out a week. So if you see, Section 6 Championship is now February 18th. What's super important to know is that is the first weekend of your February break. So if anybody plans on going on vacation for February break and leaves on Saturday, you won't be in the competition or game. I'm telling you that right now. So if you want to go on vacation for February break, I would leave on Monday. We won't be practicing during the break, but that first weekend we will have our championship. And if you are gone, you will not be on the mat. We are not rearranging the routine mid-season for that. We're telling you it's May now. You have a lot of time to prepare for it. And it's always going to fall on the first weekend of the February break, which bumps ECICs to February 11th, which then we felt like hosting Quaker Cheer Challenge January 14th, and then having ECICs not until February 11th, we would lose a lot of registration because I don't think teams will be ready that early since everything was bumped back. Not to mention with the Bills going into playoffs a lot, every single year we literally are like having panic attacks waiting to see when the wild card game is going to be. And if it's in Orchard Park on Sunday, it will completely destroy the competition. So we just can't like gamble with that anymore. And February 5th weekend is a bye weekend, right, Lauren? It's bye. So we never have to worry about football games that
Okay,
weekend. So
weekend before the Super
yeah,
Bowl.
so that kind of works out. We don't ever have to stress out about like playoff football. So it never was an issue when we started the competition, but obviously it is now. So mark these down. State championship is obviously only if we get first or second place, but it's something to know. And that is all I have. If you have a question, you
2
can,
minutes per question.
yeah, if you want, yeah, we have about 2.5 minutes. If you want to unmute yourself, you can just go ahead and do that. You can type it into the chat if you want. Otherwise, thank you so much for coming. Feel free to email us if you don't want to, do it, ask the question in front of everybody. That's totally fine. Just shoot us an email. I'm going to pull that page up in a second.
I have
There's a quick question. Yeah.
Does
Go ahead,
we
Mary.
have the same updates? Yes, however, JV does not go to sectionals. Sectionals and states is varsity only. So JV will have Quaker Cheer Challenge, ECICs, and other competitions that we just don't know the dates yet. They're not out.
But that's only for winter season. So like you can write those down, but like those JV, if you're only on JV right now and not on game day, keep in mind you're not competing in the fall. So don't get the two mixed up. Those are just kind of FYIs.
Another thing, JV does not go to ECICs this year, Mary Kate. Remember, it's changing this year. So as of right now, Quaker Cheer Challenge is the only competition winter date for JV, but as more come out, we will give you guys a heads up. Those are probably going to be January 21st, 22nd weekend, January 28th, 29th weekend, and then February 5th weekend.
There's a couple more questions I want to get through that are a little bit more specific. Anyone who's looking for modified information, that will be posted in the next couple of days. So keep your eyes out for that. There will be a meeting within like the next 10 days or so that will go over all the modified details. So
It's
just stay tuned for that.
June 8th one,
Well,
right?
it might be. And then if you have a JV cheerleader, can she try out for varsity? In order to try out for varsity, you have to be 11th or 12th grade or had a discussion with a coach in order to be trying out specifically for the higher team.
It's invitation for the summer camp or tryouts are together. So tryouts don't really matter. Like if you're a JV cheerleader or you're a 9th and 10th grader, like we do tryouts all together. So you're trying out for, you're trying out together and we place you based on scores for that.
You're basically trying out for the game day team. And then you're getting placed on your sideline where age appropriate, where you should be, basically.